These are indicators that your ship
Or your plane
is about to go down.
about
Both
to
of them go down.
crash.
About to crash out.
You are nuts.
Okay, but in all seriousness, the movies.
Y'all don't know by now, his life has been significantly impacted by movies.
I love movies. Man, listen, straighten up and fly, right? So this is important because I see relationships
Mhm.
as a airplane or a ship.
Mhm.
There's a captain, or a co-captain. However, I know y'all modern versus
A pilot and a co-pilot.
pilot and
Always.
co-pilot. And sometimes if it's a Cessna, it's a single. But anyway,
That's true.
so you've got people on your ship, you've got people on your plane,
Yeah.
and if that check engine light,
Mhm.
oil pressure, those indicators
Loss
come
of
up on
air
the
pressure.
dashboard, loss of air pressure,
Mhm.
those are indicators that something is wrong and it needs to be addressed. One of the things that we've seen in our relationship and that we've seen in relationships that we've sat with is that we have overrode the dashboard. And so you'll check the tire pressure on your car is
Low fuel light, you keep shutting down.
airbags is,
You'll be on
and
the
you
side
just
of the road.
in one day. It may not be in a day, but one day, if you don't address that dashboard,
Right.
you're going to
That engine gonna lock up on
that
you.
engine, and then you're gonna need some. So these are some indicators that you can look for
Yeah.
to know that you're losing altitude,
Ooh,
that there's a leak in the ship,
I like that.
or that the plane is going down.
Yeah.
So we're gonna run through these. There's
Okay.
7 of them. Let me go first. You go
Yes.
first. Okay. Let me go first.
Yeah.
Miscommunication that festers into resentment.
Ooh.
It's long, but miscommunications
Mhm.
that fester,
Mhm.
there will be miscommunications, but how you
Absolutely.
know that it is an indicator that you get ready to start losing altitude or the ship is getting ready to start sinking is when that miscommunication that seems simple
Mhm.
festers into, okay, so that indicates that there's a lack of understanding in the relationship, that it has sat there for so long, unaddressed, unacknowledged, that now I am harboring ill feelings towards you because of a simple misunderstanding. And that goes back to our last point about giving grace.
Right.
If grace is present, then I'm not going to take it as a malicious act. We're going to talk about it. Okay, number 2.
Number 2, resolve or understanding in grace. Is it a deal breaker? So is what you're doing in that moment life or death? If your partner does something small, and even if it's not an external response, but internally you like live it, then you got to kind of reassess. So if I come in the room and you left a pair of socks on the floor, that shouldn't take me to a 10. But if it does, then I have to look at okay, well, what's the real root to this? Because I'm not mad about a pair of socks. That's not life or death. So what is really causing that? What have I been walking over and ignoring that's building up like a volcano ready to explode? And now I'm about to explode, but I'm saying it's about socks. And your mate is like, wait, what? Why you that mad about some socks? Some socks? What's really going on?
And if you're going to bring it up, I'm talking about big things, be prepared to do something about it.
Oh, have
I mean,
a
if you're going,
resolution or a suggestion or an idea. Don't just come to the table complaining.
I can't hear nobody.
You in a partnership.
Come on, I need solutions.
Okay, what we doing about
What we
it?
gonna do about it? Okay, let's do 6. And I don't like numbers. Running the list. Now this is an indicator of how you can tell the plane is going down, the ship is sinking, it's losing altitude, water is pouring in to the bottom compartment of the ship, and you're slowly sinking. Titanic is getting Titanic. It's getting is when you start running. What does run the list mean? Run the list means when there is an absence of grace, when there's an absence of the benefit of the doubt, and you say, I'm sick of your, and you start listing everything in the relationship that you don't like that that individual is doing.
Right.
You're dirty, you don't wash, you make love, sorry, I don't like your family, your hair is uneven. You start listing every negative thing.
Right.
That is, now it's not too late. But there's one engine is that you trying to pull up the lever.
Smoking.
It's going down.
Smoking. And the oxygen dropped out for all the passengers. Like, it might not be good.
Now, let me say something. Now, if it's there, you have to call mission control.
Yeah.
You got to call somebody who knows what to do. You got to embrace the passengers. Hey, listen, I don't know if we go. You got to say, get on the intercom and say something to the kids. Listen, things that, because what you're trying to do is you're trying to sound an alarm that what's happening. Listen to this, passengers.
Yeah.
This ain't normal.
Right.
And we really don't do that as parents. We'll just live over and try to hide it. These kids know, and if they don't know, they feel and they sense.
Right.
And if you don't want what's crazy right now in your current state of relationship to be normalized from your children, you got to tell them, we working through something. Ain't none of y'all business, but just understand what we're doing is not the way to handle it.
Right.
We got some stuff slamming doors ain't. Okay.
And can I also say this? Like, when your plane is going down, throwing out a whole bunch of falsehoods, it's not helpful.
What's a false? What you mean? Like what?
I'm sick of you. I'm leaving. I'm out. I'm going to divorce you.
I don't think we've ever.
And then an hour later, you laid up in the bed. Why are you here?
You want some cutty?
No, you better not. Okay. No, if you talk to me crazy like that. Oh.
That's called a boundary. That's it. Come on, boundary. That's called a boundary. Oh. You want some cutty now? Well, just 5 minutes ago, I was everything but a child. Now you're gonna get some cutty, but you're gonna have to fix that. You're gonna have to apologize. I didn't like the way you talk to me, and everything is dry right now. And the only way you're gonna get some
cool. You want the river to flow.
Cooling.
You can't be building a dam all day.
Marty, you got me in a hot. Okay, that was good. And last, okay, we got jealousy, distrust. I want you to do the last one. We already listed. Sexless.
A sexless relationship is definitely an indication that the plane is crashing. Because, okay, I'm trying to say it very PG-13.
I want to see how you're going to say it PG.
Okay, guys. So, a big part of a marriage is your sexuality. Like, you are committing to taking care of that person's sexuality, and they're committing to taking care of your sexuality. So if you are in a sexless marriage, you kind of got to call into question, why are we married? Because you have relationships that you give into with several people in your lives. But what makes it different in marriage? One of the big things that makes it different is that I'm intimate with you. I'm not intimate with all these other people I'm in a relationship with. So if you are not meeting that need, baby, then who gonna meet the need? Because the need is still there.
I don't play that.
The need is still there. That's all I know how to say. The need, if you choose to not give me what I need, don't be upset if I go somewhere else and get that need met. I'm just saying. And people like to think that it's just that it's just for the men, but it's not.
Come on.
It goes both ways. If I have you childish for that. If I have a need, I need you to meet it. And you promised that you was gonna take care of it.
So I think we were supposed to have a Valentine's Day episode if we were going to deal with regarding sexuality, and we had a power outage in the whole neighborhood. So but we might do it because there's a lot of nuances to that.
Yeah,
there are things that happen in the relationship in our control, outside of our control, that do affect sex or the lack thereof.
Right.
And we don't want to be insensitive to that, but it is still true that needs are exactly what they are.
There are health reasons why you may go through a season where it's sexless. We're not talking about that.
I ain't talking about the health.
We're talking about two healthy individuals that are functioning properly in their body.
Yeah.
But they are choosing to not give or to withhold.
Yeah.
because of what they feel inside about the other person. That's what we talking about.
We got to talk about that.
If you mad and you like, well, I just ain't gonna give him none, that's childish.
Or her now.
Have a conversation. Why am I mad at you? Why are you mad at me? Let's talk about it.
We can't just keep having kids.
Some
top
people
of
do. Some people like angry sex.
That was the note. She decoded my. Now some people do have. I'm gonna talk my noise, and then we ain't gonna talk about it in the bedroom. You like to be grabbed, you like to be choked, and all that. If that's your thing, that's your thing.
But don't be destroying the relationship because that's your thing. Just open your mouth and say, I like it when you a little more aggressive.
Let's just acknowledge it. Just say that.
Just
instead of hurting each other.